Before the existence of evil, long before the first human being walked the earth, infinite goodness ruled in heaven. Everything was perfect. Harmony reigned in every corner of the universe. Each angel radiated immense light and felt a deep respect for his Father, the Creator of all that exists. However, among all the angels, one stood out above all the others. Lucifer, the brightest cherub, was the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and beauty, the noblest of all. Lucifer was more than an ordinary angel. He possessed unparalleled intelligence, second only to God. His power and greatness were unmatched, and his beauty was so astonishing that everyone in heaven admired him. He was God's masterpiece, the first creation, fashioned with unparalleled love and care. He delighted in his existence, knowing that he had been chosen to be the greatest among heavenly beings. God granted him power and authority that no other angel possessed. His intelligence was vast, his beauty radiant, and his leadership was evident. The seraphim and cherubim looked upon him in awe, and even the archangel Michael felt a deep respect for him. Lucifer, in his perfection, ruled with wisdom, leading the other angels in praise of the Creator. His voice was like a burning flame, illuminating and directing all the angels in heavenly songs and prayers. There was no being in heaven more glorious than he. He was the morning star, the bright star that shone with the light of God, a symbol of perfection and purity. However, something began to change in his heart. Although Lucifer's perfection seemed unbreakable, evil found a small corner in his soul. The beauty and wisdom he possessed became the root of his downfall. Pride began to grow in his heart, a seed of rebellion that, fueled by his own magnificence, began to germinate. Lucifer, blinded by his own glory, began to desire something more. He wanted to be more than the brightest angel. He wanted to be equal to God, to raise his throne above the stars in heaven itself. In his heart, the thought began to form. I will ascend to heaven, to the stars of God. I will raise my throne. This desire, small at first, grew into open rebellion. The peace that reigned in heaven was shattered like a glass. Lucifer, once the light of heaven, began to darken under the weight of his pride. His fall was swift and devastating. In the blink of an eye, Jesus himself saw him fall from heaven like lightning. Lucifer's light was extinguished, and his splendor was plunged into darkness, an eternal reminder that even perfection can be corrupted. The story of Lucifer is a warning, not only for angels, but also for humanity. It teaches us that even the most beautiful and brilliant creature can fall into darkness. But how did this happen? What was it that led Lucifer, created as the perfect angel, to become the prince of darkness? To understand his fall, it is necessary to examine the heavens before the tragedy. Lucifer, the cherub, stood in a place of honor, on the holy mountain of God, surrounded by the stones of fire, in the midst of divine glory. Heaven was a realm of perfect order, where each angel had a mission and a purpose to fulfill. In the heavenly hierarchy, the seraphim, like living flames, burned with love and purity, ceaselessly singing praise to God. The cherubim, guardians of divine wisdom, protected the secrets of the universe. Closer to earth were the archangels and angels. Archangels, such as Michael and Gabriel, were divine messengers, carrying the words of God at times of great importance, while the angels closest to humanity were the guardians of souls. In this perfect order, God created Lucifer, the morning star, a perfect and wise angel, full of beauty and glory. Lucifer, however, was not only beautiful, he was the leader, the beacon that guided the other angels. His charisma was magnetic, and his presence inspired respect and devotion. He organized the heavenly choirs, leading praise to the Creator with passion and fervor. All the angels, even the seraphim and cherubim, admired him. But over time, pride began to corrupt his heart. The wisdom and beauty he possessed, once a gift from God, became weapons of his self-destruction. Pride, fueled by his own greatness, caused Lucifer to desire more. He wanted to rise beyond his station, to rise above his Creator, and to be worshipped as an equal. The Bible tells us that his heart was lifted up because of her beauty, and his wisdom was corrupted by her splendor. What was once his greatest gift became his downfall. The desire for glory and power consumed him, and his thoughts led him to rebellion. "I will ascend to heaven, to the stars of God," Lucifer said in his heart. But the moment he spoke those words, the entire sky trembled. Rebellion broke out, and the peace that reigned in heaven shattered like a glass. Lucifer's fall was a devastating event, a radical change in heaven, marking the beginning of evil in the universe. Satan, the adversary, the prince of darkness, was born. Lucifer's fall left a scar on heaven. Although the light returned, it was never the same. Like a broken mirror, paradise would forever remember the betrayal. Lucifer's story is a warning that even the most beautiful and powerful creatures can be corrupted by pride and the desire for power. However, evil did not begin immediately. It was a spark that slowly ignited in Lucifer's heart, a seed of rebellion that grew in the silence of his thoughts. Lucifer began to question his place in heaven. He wondered if his light could shine brighter, if his glory did not always need to be at the service of another. These questions, small at first, began to grow. One day, a cherub approached him and asked him about his concern. But Lucifer looked away and avoided talking about what was going on inside him. Every day, his pride grew more, and his light began to fade. The rebellion had begun, and although the angels followed him, many began to feel the tension in his heart. The war in heaven had begun. Lucifer had made his decision. His glow was no longer that of praise to God, but the fire of ambition. The glory that once radiated became a flame that consumed him completely. Lucifer's fall was the first great act of rebellion in heaven, and with it was born evil, the beginning of suffering and darkness in the world. Despite his fall, God's mercy never abandoned him. God's sorrow at the fall of his most perfect creation was profound, but he also respected Lucifer's free will. God, full of love and patience, gave Lucifer the chance to repent, but his heart was hardened by pride. Lucifer's choice was respected, and so began his reign in darkness. The story of Lucifer is not only a warning about the power of pride, but also a reminder that evil has its origins in the human heart, and that, even in the fall, God's love and mercy remain infinite. If this video has inspired you, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. And of course, share your experiences in the comments. Together, we can build a strong, positive community. Thank you for joining us on this journey of growth and transformation. See you in the next video.